ACYPL, or the American Council of Young Political Leaders, exists to bring together both elected leaders and political leaders from the private sector to expose them to opportunities and experiences around the globe. Their experience here will change their world outlook and make them better leaders as they seek to further invest in the political climate of the United States of America.
We've had the opportunity to go to multiple cities throughout New Zealand so far. We've been meeting with a variety of elected officials and different leaders.
We landed on a Saturday morning at 5 a.m. and immediately went to Hobbiton, which was a very exciting way to get introduced to the country as someone who likes the Lord of the Rings films.
We probably had a lot of conceptions about New Zealand and felt that being democracy is a lot of similarities, but also there are so many interesting things that are unique to New Zealand.
It's been a great experience also because it has given us kind of the hands-on experience of learning how the country works by building relationships and talking with people. So it's been an embodiment of what relationship building looks like and learning through relationships and through the experiences of others.
The parliamentary system is a bit different than what we have in the United States, and so learning how coalitions are put together, watching question time, watching the way the members engaged with each other over policy questions. It's a different form of discourse than we have in the US.
Being a representative in the House in Idaho, a lot of the formalities are the same. You try to go through the speaker on a lot of things. You try to engage those formalities so that you have certain respect. The speaker controls the room.
You know, for me, it's learning more about your MMP system of parliament. It's been really interesting to kind of see what we are used to kind of change just in interesting ways, and then comparing and contrasting.
The two of us work on campaigns, we consult for folks, and if we could get an election where we had anything approaching 80% voter turnout, we would be thrilled. So trying to learn some of those best practices.
We've also met with folks from the local government, and that's been most fascinating to me as someone who operates and represents folks at the local level in the United States, and just hearing about how what happens in Parliament affects what they do at the local level. So that's been fascinating as well.
My favorite experience so far has been meeting with the Elections Commission, learning about how elections work in New Zealand and the high numbers of participation, and kind of getting a sense of best practices that I can take away and bring back to the States as I work with campaigns and I work with constituencies and work to raise participation in our democracy at home.
I've just loved seeing how democracy works in a very different place, and yet we still have many of the same values that we care about in terms of representation, trying to make sure that people's voices are heard and that the government really works for them.
I've tried to watch for examples of this mana, right? I mean, we've heard this word a few times and tried to see what that really means, and I think I'm starting to pick up on that a little bit, but it's fascinating to see that diverse dynamic and how New Zealand really is proud of its heritage, but it's integrated the native cultures and just wants to be unique in and of itself, and as I created this identity, and it's just fascinating to learn it.
I have found New Zealand to be not only amazingly beautiful, but definitely an experience of a lifetime, to be halfway across the world and to talk with political leaders, other pundits, consultants, people of the community, and to find so many similarities in a place that's so far away from Kansas has been quite an enlightening experience.
Being an alum of ACYPL myself, I clearly understand the value that an organization and an experience such as this brings. I know when they go back to work in their private businesses or for the public they represent, it will really change for the better the way they do their jobs.